form.
Right.
This is cosy, isn't it? Yeah, my name's Alan, and I managed to spend £1 million in 6 years. See by your face, you know. What an idiot. But it was all because I couldn't say 3 important words that I wasn't okay. I grew up as a normal lad. My dad was a car mechanic, my mum was a cleaner, and I just played football. Didn't revise my GCSEs, didn't have any interest in school apart from being there with my mates to play football. That's all I had any interest in, and that's all I did. Like I said, I didn't do very well at school. So my parents didn't push me to revise or anything. They basically shot me in because I was out playing until it got dark. You couldn't go upstairs, could you? And I went back into the sixth form to actually study business studies, and on September 17th my life changed. So I was coming down this road. You remember when you passed your driving test? 17 years old, your first car, sense of freedom, you're going to conquer the world, you're going to go everywhere in this. So my friend had this little red Fiesta, and we were just going to go off, go to McDonald's for dinner, for this. And one afternoon, we had a free period, and a girl wanted to live home. She lived in just a little village just outside Bridlington. So it was a bit of a really miserable day, and we were going along, took her off, went for a cup of tea. It was Yorkshire tea, so we were alright, it was a nice cup of tea. And we came back, and as we were driving, we were coming along this road, and we came to a situation that you'll see today, God knows how many times, where a car was waiting on this side of the road to pull into his driveway. And have you ever been in a car crash? Everything kind of goes in slow motion, doesn't it? Everything slows down. And we were just thinking, we're just going to go drive past him. And the guy decided to pull into his driveway, and we hit him and deflected into a tree. And this is how the car turned out. Yeah. I was sat here, so I wasn't the driver, I was the front seat passenger. I was sat here with my head up against this. And I knew something had gone wrong. The seatbelt was across me, choking me. I had a cut on my head, blood was just, felt like it was just dripping down, covering me. It ended up being a really tiny little cut. It was a bit disappointing now. With the amount of blood that was there. And I knew something was wrong. The engine was kind of on my lap. So I couldn't feel my legs, but that didn't really enter my head. All I can really remember is I was trying to tell my brain to move my arm. I could see, because I was fixed, I could just look down and see this arm, and it was like somebody else was controlling it, a puppet with strings, because my brain was telling it to do something, and it was not doing what I wanted it to do. So, but in my head, my naive head, I was like, it's alright, it's a broken arm, be fine. The fire service, everybody got there, cut everybody out, and they airlifted me to Hull Royal, which I remember taking off in the helicopter. I don't remember landing. I just remember waking up the next morning and looking up, not being able to move a muscle, just looking up and see my mum and dad just staring down at me. And I didn't really know what was going on. So the first thing I asked for, well, not asked for, what I said was, Mum, how do I go to the toilet? So I had to explain what a catheter was to me, because I'd never been in hospital, I didn't have a clue. They'd opened me up that night, and they told my parents that I had 5% chance of using my limbs again. The 5% came from because I did have feeling, I could feel my feet. So they opened me up and put metalwork in the front of my neck. And that week I was getting a few visits. My football manager came to see me. Don't worry, Gaffer, I'll be back by Christmas, 3 months' time. That's how much I did not understand my injury. I thought I was going to be back on that pitch in 3 months. 1 week later, they opened me up again, but this time at the back, to take over my hip to rebuild my neck, because I'd actually broken C5, cracked C6, cracked C4. And while they did this, because I was 17, they didn't really know how much drugs to give me. So I woke up in the recovery room, clamp on my head, tube still down my throat, I could not move a muscle, and I woke up like this. I was in sheer panic because I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was choking to death. That's probably one of the scariest things that I've ever been through. 3 weeks after that, I got transferred to Pinderfields. And have any of you been on a spinal unit before? Yeah. It's you go on and everybody's in wheelchairs obviously, and you're not used to seeing it. I mean, it's more in the public eye now because of the Paralympics and stuff like that, but at the time, I didn't see this. I was a kid going on. I'm like, I'm youngest here. What do I do? I couldn't move still. And my morning routine was, they'd come, they'd empty my piss bag, which was on the side of my bed, they'd roll me over, put an ender at my bum, place pads down, and basically wait till I shit the bed. Then male, female nurses would come and clean me up and give me a bed bath. Like I say, I was 17 years old. Now, when you're 17, you're still locking that bed. That's when you start locking that bathroom door in and telling you don't want people to see you. You know, at that age, I was having male, female nurses. You know, I'm going through the change at that time, and I'm having my dignity gone.
That's not fun.
You know, it was horrible. But it did make me think, I have to get out of here. I'm not in myself there. One night, I thought I was having a dream. I got a little bit of movement back in my leg. And I thought, I'll go back to sleep here. I don't know what's going on, this is a dream. And with this, they started sitting me up in my wheelchair. So I'd been laid flat, completely flat, not being able to move for 6 weeks. So they sat me up, hoisted me out of bed, and I was sick everywhere. My mum said the colour just ran from me. But I knew that if I need to get back, I had to get in this wheelchair. I had to get in it because I couldn't just lay flat. So they started propping me up. You would not get away with this now. With health and safety, there's not a chance. But they started propping me up on the end of the bed. Something kicked in. So first day, 5 minutes. Second day, 6 minutes. Started setting little goals to beat myself because I needed to get those 4 wheels on the floor. And then it came to my 18th birthday and they let me home. Shouldn't have done it, I went home too early, but they allowed me to go home first time, and I managed to get a bit of movement back. So I started walking between the parallel bars, getting small goals. I was beating myself every single time, and I managed to buy and walk to the bar for my first legal pint, which obviously I didn't drink before that at all.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I managed to walk to the bar, and I actually got this video sent to me last week. It's the first time I'd seen it in 20 years. It's really cool, holding me, doing that, and
I'll pay the money for the beer. Did not hear that.
well, I won't pay for a lot of things. Yeah, he probably did buy me my first bike, so
Yeah, you did.
yeah, he probably did. It was a great feeling, but for the rest, I spent another 5 months in hospital with doctors telling me I'd leave in a wheelchair for long distances, and I'd definitely leave using walking aids. I was like, not a chance of this. I'm proving these doctors wrong because how do they know? How do they know what I'm capable of? So I'd get sent tasks, you'd get weekly goals by the Friday, and if you did these, you'd get 12 on the weekend. By Tuesday I was smashing them, I was off doing everything I could to get out of there. And like I said, 5 months later, I walked out there with no wheelchair, without any walking aids. I worked so hard to do it, and I thought I was just going to slip straight back in to my old life. So I thought, my life didn't stop, everybody else had moved on. I thought I was just going to walk straight back in. It didn't work out like that. I started going down and watching my friends play football, and I kept thinking, if I could just keep jogging, I could still play this, I could still do it. And it was destroying me. So on Saturday night, after I was going out, I was drinking, started taking drugs. Just to feel confident. I'd lost so much weight. I'd gone from probably about just short of 11 stone, maybe just over, 5'8" to 6 foot. Well, depends which leg I'm stood on. I put one leg short of the other. I stand on my good leg, I'm 6 foot. Bad leg, I'm probably about 5'9". But I've come down to 7 stone. There was nothing on me, I was just bone. So I had no confidence, I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I hated the person. So I carried on drinking, and I didn't know something was wrong. Because things like depression and mental health wasn't in the news then. Nobody talked about it, so I didn't know anything was wrong. I knew I didn't like myself. And there was numerous times where I thought, pills there, I'm going to take them. And all of a sudden, I got a compensation package. 1 million quid. Overnight, I was a millionaire. This is it. Overnight, I had 1 million friends as well. So,
That's good.
the party went up a notch. I went out and bought myself a BMW, and got a house. I was doing very well with the ladies, but I couldn't work out if I was doing well with the ladies because I had this nice car, this nice house. I was spending a fortune on design clothes. It didn't fit me. I was 7 stone. Nothing fitted me. I thought it was, yeah, it was good. Nothing fitted. So I remember I had a conversation with a friend. He said, "You need to do something with your life. Come and invest down the seafront." Brilliant, great. Mates sort of rub each other, there you are. Yes, so you're not going to believe what I invested in. I bought a big wheel.
As you do.
As you do. Different, innit? So I bought a big wheel and I bought a beautiful carousel. And I got involved on the seafront. I also invested a lot of money to a friend who was struggling at the time, but I knew he was a good salesman. We invested on ink toner business, so ink cartridges. So we did that. I invested in that as well. So while I piled all this money into these businesses, my mum, who was my best friend, when I spent that month in Hull Royal, she did not go home. She didn't leave my bedside. She just rubbed her feet constantly. And I was, I'm sure some of you are, I was a mummy's boy. I'm not going to admit it, I was a complete mummy's boy. And she beat cancer, she got cancer and she beat it once. And then, as all these were taking off and everything, I'd been on holiday, I'd come back and I knew my mum wasn't right, so I said, right, we're going to the doctors. So we took mum to the doctors and said, right, straight to hospital. This was on the Monday, I think she went into hospital. The Thursday, we got told she had terminal cancer. She had 3 months to a year to live. And my sister was every pregnant at the time. My mum's sister was coming over from America to see her. Anyway, it was a planned holiday. So I had to tell her sister that her sister was dying. She had 3 months. This was on the Thursday and the Friday. On the Monday, my mum passed away. I do believe she was waiting for me. I got a phone call saying your mum's had a bad night. My dad was through there, my mum's partner rushed through there. Everybody was through there, apart from me. I was messing about with businesses. And my dad gave me a phone call saying, get your ass here. I don't know, like an absolute monster to get through to that hospital. I got there, managed to hold my mum's hand. She passed away 10 minutes later. I do believe she waited for me. But this sent me even more reckless. The businesses went because the people I got involved weren't very nice, and I got threatened quite a few times, and I'd lost that, and my attitude was I don't care, take it, I've lost the main thing to me. I had bothered. So I lost everything. And again, I was just thinking, just end it, mum's gone, what's the point of being back? I'm still, to other people, I was smiling still. And I knew if I didn't leave Bridlington, it was only ending one way. I was going to kill myself at some point. I would find the bottle to take those tablets. And I don't say that just flippantly, like, oh, kill myself. I say it because I was vulnerable, and I'm happy to say it. So in 2009, I moved to Leeds. And I started going out again, partying an awful lot. But I was making friends. But I'd gone there knowing 4 people. As a disabled lad, I knew 4 people. And all of a sudden, I'm going into bars, walking in, not even queuing, getting free drinks, because I was a likeable lad. And it felt really good. And on social media, it looked like I was a man. I had this beard, I was having pictures of women, I was doing well. And people were looking, thinking, oh, he's doing well for himself here. During the week, I couldn't get out of my house. I knew something was wrong in my head, but I couldn't work out. I just knew that I wasn't right. Couldn't sleep on the night, I was overthinking. So during the day, I was trying to sleep. Every time I went to go out of the house, I could feel my hands started sweating. And anxiety and depression is a horrible thing. You don't think properly. I had these wild business ideas that I was just going to set up, try and make it easy, but really I couldn't get out of the house. I was lying to everybody. Anybody would ring, oh, what have you been up to? Yeah, I've been doing this, don't worry, life's great. I was waking up every single day, not wanting to kill myself, but thinking of a reason to stay alive. I'd blame it on something, not blame it on something, I'd think of my nephews, or my dad, my uncle. Every day it was something different. And it shows in mental health, it's 1 in 4 people have mental health issues. With guys, 3 out of 4 suicides are guys. And I felt like this, so I decided I need to tell somebody, but I didn't know what to do, so I wrote it down. I wrote a blog. I gave it to 2 people. I gave it to 2 friends. One said, it's your GP. I said, post it on social media. Post it on social media because at the time I was living my life on social media. And it was like, so with depression, it's like, and anxiety, you have this invisible weight on you. And you want to do stuff, but this weight stops you. You can't physically do it. And when I pressed enter to put this blog that I've written out there for people to read, all of a sudden these messages that like this weight came off me. It's hard to read that because of the thing, but it's a bit of an extract from what I wrote. And basically, I'd get ready for the gym. One way to start. I'd get ready because I know that I needed to be in the gym to get better. And I'd get there and I'd get to the door, I couldn't open the front door. I was fine around people, when I was on my own, I couldn't get out of my own front door. Like I said, this weight got lifted off me, alright, and I realised I want to help people. I was inundated with messages saying thank you. So I thought, this is what I'll do. I want to help people. So I started down the counselling path. But then I met my partner, and she lives at the bottom of Rosebery Top in a bed. Any of you ever been?
Yes, definitely.
She lives just at the bottom of this.
Sounds great.
And like I always describe it, if you were to draw a mountain, you draw Rosebery Top in it. It's not a mountain, is it? It's a big hill. But to me, it was a mountain, and for a year, I'm driving every weekend towards it. Like, get that, I'll get up that. And it was every weekend, it was driving me mad. And at Christmas, it's my mum's birthday, 27th of December is my mum's birthday. So 28th, I come back to James after spending time with her, and I've come back and thought, let's go, let's try and do it. So on the 28th of December, 2017, I managed to get up it. I got to the top of it. My God, did it take it out with me? I nearly passed out at the top. She was in full panic mode. It was my partner. But I did it, and something sparked off this fight in me that I had when I was in hospital about I'm going to beat this, because they said I'd be back in a wheelchair at 40. I'm 37 years old, and I thought, I'm looking around at these unbelievable women, even though I was knackered, I thought I want to do something. So I went away, I'm going to climb the Yorkshire Peaks. Everybody does that for charity. I want to do something a little bit different. And I came up with this mad idea that I was going to climb the equivalent of Mount Everest over 8 months, exactly the same time it took me to walk again. I'll just chuck it out there and see what people say, you know, expecting people to go totally daft. So I sat down and we got the maps out and started plotting what we were going to do and all the dates. And on the 28th of January, I did my first one, which was Highcliffe Nab up in Gisborough, and I spent a week not being able to move. It was only 500 foot and 3 miles. It was the furthest I've ever walked. I spent a week not knowing which leg to limp on. It was horrendous, and I had a few doubters and crazy in the chance of this. But, do you remember the Beast from the East?
Yeah.
It decided to chuck itself at me as well. So, we were going out in all sorts of weather, and I'm like, what am I doing here? We went out in, it was this day, we actually got eyesight, I would never do this again. We went out, we got lost, we didn't know where we did 12 miles in the snow. I've never walked 12 miles. And I managed it in the snow. And it just continued, the weather was starting to be playing against me. We went to, in July, we went to the Lake District. And as far as I'm aware, I've not found it anywhere else on the internet, I'm the first person with a spinal cord injury to climb 2 mountains at 2,000 plus feet. But this is on top of Helvellyn. I worked so hard to get on top of there, I couldn't see anything. So I'm putting in all this hard work to see these unbelievable views. That was my reward, these views. I'm getting any views. And after that weekend, I should have been coming down there, I think, first person with spinal cord injury, what I've just achieved. I couldn't walk back into the house. My partner had said, get me in the house, get me upstairs, strip me off, put me on the side of the bath and bath me. All this was doing was bringing back memories of me being back in hospital. So instead of me having this sense of great achievement, I was thinking, I was in tears. It was horrible. And I had to change my attitude because I was getting unbelievable support. In August, we did the Yorkshire Peaks, not in one day, but over 3 consecutive weekends, and then we had 40 plus people climbing Roseby Top in as a family. We even had mountain rescue with us, which was a real privilege. So I changed my mindset to, I'm bringing all these people together, people making friends who have never spoken before, and they're connecting on social media, swapping numbers, arranging drinks, and that gave me a good sense of pride, really, that everybody was coming and supporting me. And then we went to Snowdon, this is actually Snowdon, in the September. And it was all a bit of training for what was going next, but I got to, went up with a mountain leader, and he went, right, you've got 1,000 foot left and 1 mile. Magic words then, heaven's open. Cheers mate, thanks for that one. So, I couldn't do all about it, you can't control the weather. Waterproof zone, crack on. And he went, just stop a minute, look behind you. You left them all behind. Meet the disabled one. I'd left all these people behind. Because I had the actual, come on, you've got to go, you can't do about 1 foot in front of the other, just keep going. Small goals. So, got to the top, didn't really enjoy it. Have any of you been up Snowdon? Yeah, a lot of rude people up top of there, don't they? They're all fighting that tree point out there. I hated every minute of it being up there. But we got down, and I always say, you know, trust tree point, get down safe. And on the 6th of October, 38 of us went to Ben Nevis. We got to Ben Nevis, and I set off at 7:30 in the morning. as I was getting up there, I pulled like a little muscle around here. I was in agony, and I had to sit down. And it's the first time of the whole 8 months that I was thinking, I can't do this. I've not got this in me. I've got to give up. And I just had to turn back and go, actually, look what I've been through. Look what I've done. Remember those parallel bars. Remember those 5 minutes in the wheelchair. Remember all those little goals that I'd set. Refocus. I've got to go. And about 1:10 in the afternoon, I managed to get to the summit. But I like a bit of pressure to put on myself, so I decided to do something a little bit different when I got there. There's a short little video of
This is part of the video.
Yay! Yeah.
I decided I'd put the question at the top. Good job she said yeah, innit? That was going to be awkward. Lucky enough, she said yeah, and the walk down was horrible, actually. There's a lot of people doing the national repeats at times, and I've just done, just had a snowball chucked in my head. I just had this moment, and there was a point where I was thinking, yes, I'm the highest person with a spinal cord injury in the UK. But I couldn't allow myself to enjoy it too much. I had to get back down. As you're coming down, I was getting 20 yards and I'm having to move to the side. People flying past me. I felt like I was in people's way, that I didn't belong on this mountain because I was just constantly at the side. And then when you come down Ben Nevis, you go through a waterfall, probably halfway up, something like that, maybe a bit further down. And all of a sudden, there's a rainbow. I had 6 of my mates, because everybody else had made it to the bottom, and nobody was passing me. And then I just started enjoying it. And reminiscing what I've achieved. Still trying to concentrate on each footstep, but I started enjoying it, walking with a smile on my face. And I managed it. I managed 150 miles and 29,990 foot in 8 months. But I couldn't have done it alone. And as you see from these pictures, I'm holding a guy's hand in most of them. You call him a security guard, on my mates. I call him a security guard. I learned from previous mistakes when I couldn't tell people I'm not okay, can I have some help? I've learned to say, please can you help me? Some of these, especially the Oxford Peaks, you're virtually climbing up them. I couldn't do that. There's no way I could do that on my own. I needed support. I had times where I couldn't tie my own shoelaces, I was physically shattered. My fiance was tying them for me. I fell over numerous times, so I managed to massage and stretch. But the message is, don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't ask, I always say you can't ask a stupid question, don't be afraid of asking a stupid question. If you're out trying to get a train, say to London, and you end up and you don't know what platform to be on or what train, but you think, I'll just go and get on that one. And that train goes to Edinburgh. I was thinking it then. You know, you're not daft then, are you? You know, but if you go and ask somebody, just can I have a little bit of help? Can you tell me which train, which platform I need to be on? You can't, and this is what I had to get. I got into the fact I wasn't afraid to ask for help. And I needed it. And a few things as well, like you can't control the weather. So when it does go, get your waterproofs on, keep your head down, and go 50 yards at a time, 1 foot in front of the other, and go. have a bit of a sense of humour, because when you're out there, and you've got to have a laugh. You've got to have good people around you to have a laugh and have a bit of a joke with yourself. And I hope that people find their own Everest, because it changed my life. I could be here now with, I wouldn't be here now if I had £1 million still in that bank, if I had the businesses. I would not, well, Gemma wouldn't be with me. I would not be getting job satisfaction and being a trainee counsellor and helping people. There's no way I wouldn't have been doing it. So things do happen for a reason. And on the 28th of December, exactly 1 year, I got back up to the top of Rosewood Topping. I went up. That day looked sunny, muddy as hell. The previous year, I wouldn't have been able to do that if it was in those conditions. But again, I learned from what had happened. You know, from I always drove it, and I just set small goals and got myself up there. And this year, I am planning on the 20th anniversary of the accident this year, and I am going to go do Scaffold Pike. What better way to celebrate 20 years than standing on the ice rink in the UK, because I didn't do it before, I got talked out of it, so I'm going to go do that. And I'm setting a few things up with spinal cord injuries to go climb Mantua in the Peak District, to give them a sense of touching a tree point and to build themselves up. I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and I hope you're all ready for your pan and peas. Thank you.
So, do you want to tell them a bit about the fundraising you've done, and you've raised some for Turning Point and some for Punderfield?
So we did it for 2 charities. Turning Point had been great with me. I started there. You said it's about 2 years now. As a sitter with a, to be a training counsellor. So Turning Point had been great with me, so I wanted to help them. And Spine is the voice of Pinderfield Spinal Unit, who again being great with me, and they could have washed their hands with me because I couldn't accept being disabled, and I didn't go back to Pinderfield. I was disabled, I didn't want to be in the chair, and that was part of my problem. So I've done it for 2 charities, and I think by the time we split the funds, we will be giving each charity between £2,700 and £2,900 each, which is quite a chip. And I probably won't do anything for charity over the next year or so, because you don't want to be in people's faces with it, because I really appreciate people giving me money. But when you said I've been a wheelchair for in my head, whether I'm mad or not, I want to be on some not that kind of eye I used to get. Yeah. I want to be on Kilimanjaro or something like that on my 40th birthday to say to the doctors, because who says you can't do it? One foot in front of the other, small goals.
Thank you. Any questions for Alan?
How long did it take you to decide to go ahead? When, from the time you thought of it to the time you put it into action?
The climb,
Yeah.
it took from Rosebery Topping, which was on the 28th, a few days. I got it into my head, I wanted to do something. It was a free. I rang my dad. My dad's been, I forgot to mention, me and my dad have become really close with this. My dad's been doing everything climbing wise, and it's given us a purpose again. It's brought us close together. I rang him and said, can I do the Ox 3 Peaks? He says, yes you can, but not in one day. He says, because you'll do it, it's 8 miles of in between. He says, don't put yourself through it. He says, if we can sort out transport routes, he says, yeah. And it just didn't appeal to me. I aim big, and yeah, it seemed like a really big challenge when I did the first one when it was there. But yeah, so a month later, 28th of December, I got up it, 28th of January was the first climb.
Sheer determination.
Yeah, and stubbornness. I have, and it's a quality, it might not be a quality, I'm stubborn. and I've been stubborn with certain things, but I'm trying to channel it to use it in the right way. So when you're stuck, stubbornness kicks in instead of when you have a bit of an argument with your missus and she's saying sorry first. None of that. Use it in the right way.
Thank you.
Have you used up all your £1 million now?
Yeah, but like I say, if I had the money, I know full well generally would, mate. I wouldn't climb those mountains, and I wouldn't be getting jobs. I know. I said this last week, didn't I? I'm 37 years old, and for the first time in January, I had job satisfaction because I didn't have a normal. I ain't got a normal life. And I've had people say to me, "Go get a normal job. Why don't you just go get a normal job?" I'm lucky. I have control of my balls and bladder, but it's not like I can go in a half hour. If I need to go to the toilet, I need to go to the toilet. So I can't just go get them out. I'd have to find an employer that I could bring up on a Monday morning that I can't do it today because I'm in bed. Because I can't move. I still have days like that. But I try and take advantage of the days that I am good to like push. And I've learned to manage my body I have regular physio now because I know that especially counselling people I need to be okay physically and mentally to help other people. So yeah, if I still had the money, I wouldn't be getting job satisfaction, which to me is priceless.
You said before you're in a better place now than you've ever been.
I feel my life's amazing. Yeah, for the first time, but over the since I'm really, it feels like there's a purpose, and you're going somewhere, and it's more to achieve, and
And you wanted to work with people with spinal injuries.
So the plan is eventually when I qualify there's no gap. You when you're in the spinal unit hospital, you're in it's safe, but then you just get pushed into society. There's no gap. You don't get told anything. There you go, back keep strong. Doing anything. So I want to set up something where I help them to realise it's alright to be disabled. I couldn't say I was disabled, and I want them to realise it's alright to be disabled. Go to the gym, go try new things, go for a coffee. When I was suffering with anxiety, sometimes I still feel now, right, if I haven't done anything, if I haven't been for a coffee or some food on my own, oh God, I don't know about learning there, man. So I just do it before it takes control. And think, oh, no one's, and I do, well, they do. The amount of people that stare at me when I'm walking, I've just got used to it. And if I'm having an off day, they'll get a sarky comment. But it's very, very rare. So that's the plan of entry, to help people back into society and be like the middleman for people.
Well, thank you, Alan.
Thank you very much.
When you're standing there, is your body still in a lot of pain?
Yeah.
But you can manage it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of driving because I drove up from Bridlington this morning. So I drove from Gisborough this morning to Bridlington. I didn't have to, I was going to nose on the tattoo, so it's my own fault. And then I drove it straight through from Bridlington to because my family were all still there. So I got to spend a couple of hours with my nephews when they finished school. I see them once a month because I go back to the tattoo. And then, yeah, I mean, now because they're driving, but a few painkillers and I should be okay tomorrow. And just managing it, stretching and things like that. But I don't take up painkillers because I will have to. At some point, arthritis is going to kick in. It will. I am going to have to take a lot of drugs later on in life, and I've abused my body tenfold back when I was partying. So I don't abuse it now. I very rarely drink. I've not drink on the head really, because I know that it makes me ache. So if I do have a drink, it's a blowout every few months, and I make sure I've got nothing for a couple of days planned because I can't do it. So I can't remember last time I was just one pint. So yeah, it's just managing it and learning. Everybody's learning with spinal cord injury. I'm 20 years in, and I don't claim to be an expert on spinal cord injuries, but I know how my body works and I know how to manage it and learn. It's just like that.
How did you come into contact with Turning Point?
A friend of mine who I grew up with, he moved over to Leeds, and we hadn't seen each other for ages. And he said, "Oh, I'm in Leeds, fancy a coffee?" So I met him, and he just said, "Oh, I've been having," he's a big rugby player. "I've been having counsel, you should look into Turning Point." I was a bit, at the time, I was a bit surprised. This is the other thing, I've never actually had any counselling. I never got offered any help. So it's no wonder I was messed up. Nobody even asked me if I was alright. So he just said, "I've been having this counselling account." Alright, so you should get in touch with them. And I checked the website out, and it said something about a sitter. Because I did have an attitude of, why should I get a qualification? After with what I want to do, why do I need to have a counselling qualification? I know what I want to do. Going to college and doing counselling completely changed that, and it's unbelievable. I love it. Wish I'd done it years ago, but obviously I wasn't ready years ago. It happened when I was ready, and yeah. So I found out that way, and then I emailed them. I spoke to them. Jill had just started actually at the time, and it's been good ever since. There was times where I did question. You'd get through, and because I live in Leeds, so I drive from Leeds, and I was sitting every Wednesday, and sometimes you get through and press the answer machine, and there'd be 3 messages saying, "All 3 cancelled." Ring the council and say they're cancelled, and then you think, why am I going? But then you've got to remember why you're doing it. It takes people guts to get through that door. You know, you have to, for them just to be there having counselling, it takes them a lot. So you can't have an attitude. No, he's turned up, because that's the nature of the game. It's, you know, when you do turn up, you want to make sure you're there to be able to help them.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, inspiring, and good to hear the story and the journey. And we're all on a journey, but some are different than others. It's the way you battle and that can-do attitude that we can all learn from.
Yeah, like I say, when I say about killing myself, I don't just say, I know I say it a bit flippantly, but it's not meant like that. It's because like I was vulnerable. The fact you can stand here and be vulnerable and say it can only help other people to go, listen, it's alright, so that's for help. But you can be vulnerable. A lot of guys have that stiff upper leg, nah, and it don't do you any favours. It really don't. I'm lucky I've got good people around me that have stuck by me, and lucky enough I did ask for help in the end, you know, but it could have gone, or would have gone, could have ended a lot worse for me.
Well, you're not the only one that's lost in real links. I know a chap that lost in the link saying, it's surprising how many friends you get when. He's not talking about me now. But it's surprising how many friends and you end this, you end up, and you finish to that to go take bankruptcy.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't buy a big wheel, did he?
Pardon?
He didn't buy a big wheel, did he?
No. He couldn't get that far. He got too many friends that bailed out and he never got his money back.
Well, I'm lucky. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a core group of friends that was with me at the beginning, was with me through the million, helped me spend it. Party now is part of it, you know, but still with me now. Do you know what I mean? I've got some very loyal, great friends that I can ring up now and go, I'm stuck, can you help me out here? And without a doubt they're there. And I got given some advice by an uncle. I forgot to mention this. I had another uncle who said, sorry, I'm doing all these little ones, wait till he gets to Lake District, sees those big ones. And as I was driving through Lake District, I'm looking up going, oh man. God, he's right, you know, you look at the size of them. But he also gave me another bit of advice years ago. And he said, in your lifetime, you probably only have 5 friends. A friend is somebody that you're stuck in Barcelona airport and you've got 10 cents at the time or whatever it was, 10 pesetas, isn't it? and you can make a phone call and go, can you get out here now? Because I am in real danger and stuck. You only have 5 friends in your life that you can, that'll, no matter what, jump in on a flight and come and help you out. And I know that I've got a few of them that would do that for me, but vice versa, I do exactly the same for them, so I'm very lucky.
Well, thank you, Alan. Thank you for the story. Thank you. All the best for the future and for Scarfell and for Kilimanjaro and
If I can make it fun for Kilimanjaro, that's another thing.
and all
You
the best.
can use a Land Rover to get near to the top.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Take one of them.
And all the best for your wedding in August. And that'll be amazing. Yeah. So thank you. So topic glasses up, guys. I think there'll be some food. I think.
Is it
I don't know what's coming. I don't know what, if anything's coming.
Thank you.
So,
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
yeah.